Hey, softball family. Today we're going to be talking about why the off season matters more than what you might think. Everybody loves the game day. They love the uniforms. They love the noise, the adrenaline. It's a lot of fun. But the truth of the matter is that championships are not won in the spring. They're quietly built in the months when nobody's actually watching. And so the off season isn't just a break from softball, which a lot of people think it is. They think, well, we're just going to let our kids take time off and that's going to be the end of it. That's not exactly what the off season is all about. It's the foundational time for everything to be built that can happen for the coming year. So if you're not really focused on what the off season is about, today you're going to learn exactly what you need to know. Most families treat the off season like a reset button instead of a growth season. And that's where players and parents lose ground without even realizing it. I've always given my daughter a little bit of time off during the off season. So the time from when she concludes fall season and she begins in the spring season. That time right around the holidays there, we generally take about 3 weeks off and we don't do anything. We don't touch a softball. We don't talk about softball. We don't do anything softball related. But the rest of the time, which is quite a bit, honestly, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. And parents, most time, are not taking the time to actually work on the things that are important during that time. And so, what you want to do is make sure that you're not missing this because, again, this is where a lot of our growth actually takes place. As parents and coaches, we've got to stop seeing rest as weakness because it's incredibly important. All the great athletes know how to take time to recover. And this means break from the games, not break from growth, right? And that's the important part. When we think about rest, it doesn't mean that we quit doing everything. It just means that we've got time to recover. The pressure's off. And so we've got a little bit of time here to recover from everything and also then refocus our efforts. So taking time off is not being lazy, right? Let her sleep in, let her breathe, let her have a new sense of purpose in this time and what maybe is going to work for her and what's not going to work for her. This is part of how she learns how to manage this time off. She's going to need to be able to do that later. And so you want her to learn that as quickly as she can, how to manage downtime. Super important. And a lot of times, again, parents are missing this for their kids. They think that the off season is, look, we're going to crank, crank, crank. We're going to go after it. She's going to practice. We got lessons going. She's going to practice every day. She's off. She's at the house. She's in my hair. I've had enough of watching her lay on the couch. I get all of that. I really do. But you want to be purposed in how that's going to function for her and how she's going to actually ingest that and bring that into her life going forward, not just now. You want to teach her how to manage herself. And so this rest period, you being good with rest and showing her how to actually rest, super important, right? Number two, small habits beat big hype. The off season doesn't always have to be about overhauling her swing or teaching her a pitch. What it should be about is stacking small, consistent habits that build momentum. Think about it like this: 15 minutes of daily effort for 12 weeks will completely overhaul the way a player looks in February, right? And so it is a dramatic change, but it comes from quiet consistency, not from trying to jam a whole bunch of stuff in a very short period of time. In fact, it comes, like I said, it comes doing a little bit of purposed things every single day. And that gives them time to rest, time to recuperate, and time to actually grow, right? And that's what's important. So, parents, you need to apply this to yourself as well. This is the time for you to reflect and to recharge and to reset your own mindset because you've worked hard this last year as well. You don't want to come in to the next season with all the stress that you carried from last season because you never rested, you never relaxed, and then start stressing her out first thing. You've got to learn what caused you to get stressed out and what you need to do about how to make that change for this coming season, right? And then there's a lot of stuff that you actually are coming into probably this season that you didn't have to do last season. You need to get yourself prepared for that as parents because you're the ones leading her. If you're going to lead her into recruiting, if you're going to lead her in a way that's actually going to be beneficial into this, then you're going to need to be prepared. You're going to have her pathway set before you so that you can see and say, hey, here's where we're going. Here's the things that are important. Remember, she's doing all that she can on the field. You need to be doing all that you can for her off the field. And that's super important. Okay. Number 3, focus on character as much as contact. This one really makes the point that the offseason is not just about what's happening on the field. It's about a time for building resilience and gratitude and humility, the things that college coaches actually notice. I can't tell you the number of college coaches that I've talked to, and they always say the same thing. We can teach skills. What we can't teach is character, right? The off season is a time for her character to be shaped. It's a time for her to grow as a person. So encourage her to volunteer during the off season, to mentor some younger players, to clean up her own gear, to set some goals that she can handle, right? And that to learn how to get over disappointment right away and how to manage a poor at bat, those kind of things, the mental things that she doesn't have the time to really grab a hold of and manage while she's in the season. You'll be amazed at how much stronger she becomes, not just as a player, but as a person. And that is ultimately what we're all working for. So if your daughter is not in season right now, that's great. This is where the work really happens. And again, parents, same for you. This rest, this reflection, this refocus, it builds us as people and as players as well. And that's super important for us to take a hold of. Now, I've created a simple tool to help you guys, and it's called the Off-Season Parent Checklist, and it's going to be free for you to download just down in the bio. So go down there and you can check that out, download that. And it will really kind of focus you on the things that are important during this off season. Listen, if you would, make sure that you subscribe and like this video. It'll help us in the algorithm, and that will be important for us to get our message out to more softball parents just like you. Okay, look forward to talking to you next time. Get after it. Have a great off season.